Hello and welcome to day 14 of 21 Days of Presence. I'm Adrienne Elise. Today we're really feeling there's just so much astrology going on right now, and it's like a squeezing on our reality. And so the main thing we're really feeling is this T-square. We talked about how Venus is opposite Uranus, and that's going to happen 3 times during this Venus retrograde season. Venus will come out of its retrograde mid-December. So we've got a couple of months of this energy, and we're looking at what is holding us back from moving forward in this new age, from the past and in the shadows, and specifically around our self-worth and whether or not we feel like we deserve it, and whether or not we feel like we deserve our inner resources. The gifts that we have that we've worked over many lifetimes to achieve. Many light worker souls are, specifically the indigos in particular, are like, something happened where you came in and you were bringing in these soul gifts that you've worked on for many evolutions, and then something happened traumatic. Not a mistake, to program you against bringing this light to the planet, because there's an incredible amount of forces working against the spiritual evolution, but it doesn't actually mean we don't get to have it. And we already feel that we're going on this, and that's part of the tumultuous energy right now. We have to remember that this energy that we're trying to deal with right now, that, those souls that are aware are feeling. This is about new energies coming in our adjustment to them. And that's a lot about what Uranus is about, because it's the ruler of Aquarius. It was discovered around the time of electricity, and it speaks to higher wavelength vibrations, our higher communication from our higher self, and information, ancient information, around the truth of our evolution. And so it's good to remember, with Uranus being so aspected right now, that whenever Uranus is aspected, it can be feeling like kind of there's an instability, kind of shakes, especially it's retrograde now in Taurus, and it's kind of shaking up our reality. And that's partly what we're feeling, but it's also a time of synchronicities, timelines landing, information coming in. So these next couple of weeks, really important to pay attention to the signs. And just by putting your attention and your intention and attention on this bigger picture of what's really happening in this ultimate timeline trying to land in your life, allows that to come in, putting your attention above and beyond the daily traumas that are happening right now in the world and in our individual life, just putting your attention on this, like, what we're creating in the future and how that feels, and then that vibrational resonance. It's really important, because the powers that the control energies are using their maximum force right now to hold us into the matrix, and that is this lower vibrational energy. And a lot of how light workers are feeling right now is defeat and hopelessness, and like, I'm never going to get anywhere, and there's no help out there for me. But it's out beyond the matrix, and we have to decide in each moment whether we can resonate at that vibration or whether we're going to be in the matrix. And so it's like everybody's just kind of like in between, these two worlds, in between the old energy and the new energy. And the new energy brings a lot of fear, programmed fear from past lives, subconscious energies around. Buster's here with us today. around what we're doing here, and what might have happened before. So what I was saying before is like bringing in your soul spirit gifts and expressing them in this world, and perhaps you were targeted and some sort of trauma happened. And then the indigo souls in particular, the first wave of starseeds, rejected those gifts and said, no, I'm never going to do that again. And yet you can't do that. The gifts we have, you can't get rid of them. It's like, once you achieve these soul spiritual levels of different abilities throughout lifetimes, like, that doesn't go away. And when we reject them, then they kind of eat away inside of us and make us sick and make us depressed. And that's a lot of what's going on for the indigo soul right now. It's just this feeling of like not not having permission within their being to use their gifts in this world, and then feeling like, what's the point? And kind of losing their desire to live. And that's kind of the point. That's what this control energies are really trying to do, is keep us feeling that way. That's the vibration. That's the message we're being sent by the lower matrix energies. And it's a total lie. And so the Venus retrograde is really speaking to this, like, your soul gifts, do you get to have them? And it's like, wait a minute, you don't even get a choice about having them. And yet we're rejecting them to the point where the first wave or indigo is rejecting them to the point that they don't even know who they are. So the indigo souls had to partially incarnate because the energies on the planet were not appropriate yet and quite ready for what the energy, the light, the truth that they bring. And so where all starseeds right now are going through a process of being pulled back into past karmic situations that make no sense in everyday life, but are triggered by everyday life. And then feeling visceral fears and trauma and anxiety that has to do with a whole nother experience. And you're like literally put back in that experience so that you can break free of it. But it's hard to know what it exactly is, because we don't have our conscious mind doesn't have, we've agreed to forget our lifetimes and our past lives. And so, it's really everything that's happening right now is to get out of, is pulling us into these karmic cycles really deeply so that we can get out of those karmic cycles. Because as long as we're doing that, we're going backwards and we're in a loop. And that's where the control energies want us, right? So we can't evolve, and we need to turn the ship around and go forward. And that's where your intention and you're just mustering up whatever kind of joy and hope and love in your field of the truth, knowing the truth. You are here to represent that for the whole world right now, not to bring, it's not like this heavy responsibility energy kind of came in with that. And that's not true, but just like that, this, this, you've gone through multiple evolutions and ascensions. And that's why you're here, to hold the truth of the light, of the love, the cosmic truth of who we are. And so we've got to go up outside of the matrix, but it's difficult when we're being pulled into these ancient karmic patterns. But it's all about going to retrieve that part of ourself that's stuck there and bringing it back home so we can be whole and complete, fully incarnate our light on this planet and get down to work with what we came here to do. And that is, work isn't even the right word. It'd be play. It'd be fun. It's exciting. It's this feeling of deep satisfaction of being at the right place at the right time and doing exactly what you're here to do and all the support you need. This is what's trying to land for us. And so we're in this like crazy vortex loop into the past in order to retrieve those parts of ourselves and come home. So this Venus opposite Uranus is starting a whole chapter of this energy, and that will not complete until mid-December. Now, we also have at the same time this square. So Venus and Mars are square now, and Mars is in that square with Uranus. So it's a T-square. It's a fixed T-square in the fixed signs. And actually it's pretty much that fixed cross we talked about, because we've got the North Node in Leo and pretty close by. And so this T-square though between Mars and Venus, and Mars has just gone through a crazy cycle of trying to figure out how to be a warrior in the new age and how to move forward and how to create and how to fix this world in the new energies, and kind of reeling from it, and then Venus is about to go into this kind of like, it's almost like that Mars energy is forcing Venus to go and claim that self-worth and claim that permission to fully incarnate and bring your gifts here to the planet, even if you don't even know what they are. But I'll tell you this, those gifts landing home brings you that feeling of deep satisfaction of it being at the right place at the right time. That's the timelines landing, and feeling like you're just fully supported in what you're here to do. And that energy is available for us, but we've got to get out of the illusion of the matrix. We have to kind of circumvent it, go around. So just know that throughout your day, if you start to feel depressed and feel low and feel hopeless and feel like you can never win and nothing, you're completely alone, that's the matrix energies. It's a lie. Now, what these meditations are designed to do is help build a field that you can jump into and be like, oh yeah, I remember. So let's tap into that today and move into this energy of remembering who we really are and why we're really here, and just be in that light, in that love. And this is and kind of getting a picture of this fifth dimensional heart activation that's trying to happen, that you are your own source of love, remembering that you are connected in a vibrational resonance with source energy. It lives within you, and that's love, and it feels good. So when the control energies they're basically going to be dismantled as we move into these new energies. And it's interesting because the control energies dismantling actually feels uncomfortable because we're so used to that prison. And that's what's going on with the general populace right now. They don't know what's going on, but they just feel anxiety and fear for, and kind of like sensing that the world isn't stable like it is. And actually we're moving into a whole new level of stability. But it's kind of this thing where it's like the new energies come in, and then the matrix energies kind of start to break down and dissolve because they don't vibrate with that new energy. And that time of the breaking down, that's Uranus. That's this rattling the cage, bringing in new energies, awakening. It's the awakener. It's the revolutionary planet. And so we have Uranus so heavily aspected right now. Like it's more than it's been in years. That's with Venus and Mars in square, or Venus opposite square with Mars, and also in a trine with Saturn. Very beautiful energy. This is where we tap into the truth that we're trying to move into new energies. It's not about just destroying the old. It's about that there's a new energy waiting to catch us. And we hold that in our heart with this fifth dimensional heart activation, and we can, just kind of start to build our own field. It's kind of like in the matrix energies, you can reach out there and try to feel, supported and love and the cosmic energies in the universe. And it's like a brick wall. You know what I mean? And so we got to stop doing that. We got to find this. We got to be the source within our heart, and know that part of ourselves is connected up around these other energies. And because that's kind of the energy, that's kind of the situation with these, is that we're being tricked into thinking that we're not a part of source. And that's why you're here, because you remember this, and even if it's been traumatized and beaten out of you over lifetimes, it's still there. You can't get rid of it. And so let's just go ahead and tap into this and build our field, and kind of become aware of this fifth dimensional heart energy activation that's trying to happen, and just go into this place of knowing and remembering that there's so much more we're here to experience than this narrow reality. And that when that narrow reality breaks down, then, this is the deal. When we're tricked into thinking that we're losing our reality, it's falling apart, and we're going to kind of die or cease to exist. That's part of the message that's coming through the matrix. And if we didn't have this matrix energy, we would be feeling the connection to source and feeling like, oh, that's the true human condition, is to feel this love and lightness of being and co-creating with the universe, right? But we're being completely blocked from that. But I have to say that these control energies are at their max capacity right now. And so just know that this is shifting, and this in your heart. This is why you went through everything to be here. And you have this great opportunity to tap into that source energy, start to allow yourself the higher vibration. This takes a strong intention right now. A strong spiritual will has to incarnate within your being. And that's kind of a little bit easier now that Mars is direct, and just kind of like claiming this source, love, light in your heart, and knowing that you remember this, and this, and you can resonate this frequency, right? Since source is blocked off from us from the matrix, you are the source bringing this home into your heart right now. So let's just go ahead and tap into this energy today with 14 4, if you add those up, 1 and 4 makes 5. It's a very beautiful energy for feeling like you're moving forward. It's the spoke on the wheel that starts moving things forward. It's also associated with Christ consciousness and the pure light of the soul that can come, of the source that can come to earth. And so let's just tap into this energy and use the energy of this day to be present with this remembering. And so go ahead and just feel yourself arrive right here, right now. And just talking about this, it just feels like these energies, the true energies of the universe, are way more available. And this is kind of like the matrix energies and the control energies are giving us an opportunity to command this connection to source within our being. You know, it's kind of like it's giving us something to work against so that we just claim this light of our soul and start shining here. And that means just a higher vibrational energy. That means hope and love and peace and harmony. And so instead of feeling victimized, which most indigo souls feel victimized by this energy and targeted over lifetimes, let it validate who you are. And let it allow for your connection to source, to bloom within your heart, because it's like it's happening. This is why you came. And you're going to start feeling way better really soon. And the worse you feel, that means the better you're going to feel really soon, because it always gets worse before it gets better. And that's exactly what's going on with the whole planet right now. It's this huge cleansing, karmic cleansing. We've got to release these stories of the past to move into the future. And we're at a crossroads here, this fixed cross. It's like, okay, part of it's landing new energies at the beginning of these of the signs, the fixed signs. It's landing new energies, initiatory energies of a new world. And it's also saying, hey, we're at a crossroads. We got to decide if you're going to have this love in your heart, or you're going to let this false paradigm get you down. And so let's go ahead and just tap into this and just take a few deep breaths. Feel yourself arrive right here in this moment. A lot of what we've talked about is very ungrounding. People are kind of jumped up out of their field, so just pay attention to the base of your spine. And just imagine putting this root system down. And as we have this tumultuous energy happening in the collective, it affects our root chakra, our ability to be present and feel safe in the moment on planet Earth. But remember, planet Earth is going through exactly what we're going through, and we're in it together. And she's our divine mother and represents the divine feminine guidance system in this world right now. And so just go ahead and release and relax and feel yourself just pushing beyond all those fear energies, of the collective energies. This is part of the problem with the starseeds, indigos, light worker souls, so sensitive to collective energies. And so that can really throw you off your game and bring you into that matrix, because a lot of times these light worker souls feel responsible for the whole planet. It's like, who made you responsible for the whole planet? That's ancient karma. We won't get into that right now, but it's not serving us anymore. We have to be responsible right here, right now, create our own beautiful connection to source in our own energetic field, so we can be that living, breathing example of the truth. And so just feel yourself sinking into Mother Earth, connecting in with her, and knowing that she is at peace and harmony, even if the weather and, energies on the planet aren't, right? It's almost like we have to reach out above the matrix. And the same thing with Earth. We have to kind of get through that fear energy, snip, snip, cut it away, use your magic sword, and just sink deep into this beautiful communication with Mother Earth, and taking a few deep breaths. And just remembering this heart frequency resonance coming into this beautiful electromagnetic communication with Mother Earth, peace and harmony, and feeling your whole neighborhood come into this harmony with you. And just feel yourself breathing with Mother Earth, expanding and contracting, and each time maybe breathing in more light, prana, cosmic energy, and each breath bringing more awareness and connection to the other souls going through exactly what you're going through on the planet right now. And together, we can be present right here, right now, breathing with Mother Earth in deep peace and presence. And just kind of tap into that energy that's beginning to be available. It's very exciting, this journey that we're on. The matrix energies, the control energies want us to think it's a dead end. But there is a new horizon. And that's why you're here, to live this in your heart and to harmonize the process just by being at peace within yourself. So many light workers are really concerned over these last decade that there's this thing they have to do, this mission. They have to go figure it out and create a project or something. And it's like, no, this is what you're here to do, is to be present with the truth, with Mother Earth, and remembering the bigger truth of why we're here. And go ahead and just bring your attention to the area of your heart and imagine that you can breathe in this air, light, and prana into your heart and invite, just receive an energetic wave for a 5th dimensional heart chakra activation. This is where you move through life with the cosmos, the love, the divine love of the cosmos in your heart. The ultimate remembering. And just feel that this love of the cosmos is more powerful than any other force in the universe. It is what made us and created all worlds, and we are directly a part of, and therefore have direct access at all times. We just forgot. Just taking a few deep breaths. I'm kind of seeing this 5th dimensional heart activation. It's like that fixed cross. It includes the chakras, upper heart chakra and a chakra below, and it includes the physical heart and the 4th dimensional heart, which is invisible. And it's a combination activation of all of these. It's kind of an opportunity of this fixed cross. And just feel yourself moving through life, through your day. Just whenever something gets you off, you could just come right back to this cosmic love, the truth of who you are and why you're here. And just creating this field around you makes it easier and easier each time to remind yourself. And the harder and weirder things get out there, the more opportunities you have to come back here. And just enjoy this communion with Mother Earth and the cosmos and your heart for as long as you would like. And when you're ready, go ahead and complete your meditation. Well, thank you so much for joining me for day 14 of 21 days of presence. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for day 15. And thank you for coming along this journey. The field we're creating in our little 5-minute meditations is getting stronger and stronger and more real, bringing in this, holding a space for this new energy in our lives that's peaceful and harmonious and beautiful, rather than traumatic and chaotic, and just kind of like owning that truth. So thank you so much for being here and doing the work, and our collective energy is amplifying this and making it more harmonious for us and the collective and our soul groups as well. So thanks for being here. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Until then, I'm Adrienne Elise. Namaste.